Washington says it's moving to assert control over Venezuela's oil sector after the removal of Nicolas Maduro. This comes as the U.S. officials on Wednesday confirmed the seizure of 2 oil tankers linked to Venezuelan petroleum exports. Our Seung-jae has more.
The Trump administration says it's moving to assert control over Venezuela's oil sector following the removal of former President Nicolas Maduro in a U.S. military operation earlier this month. On Wednesday, U.S. officials confirmed the seizure of 2 oil tankers linked to Venezuelan petroleum exports. One vessel sailing under a Russian flag was boarded in the North Atlantic after nearly 2 weeks of pursuit as it traveled between Iceland and Scotland. A second tanker was boarded in the Caribbean, with U.S. authorities accusing it of conducting illicit oil transport activities. U.S. officials say the seizures are part of a broader effort to enforce sanctions and prevent unauthorized exports of Venezuelan crude. At the same time, the administration announced plans to relax certain sanctions in order to place Venezuelan oil sales under U.S. oversight. With this, however, the U.S. Energy Department says that going forward, oil transported in and out of Venezuela will only be allowed through channels approved by Washington and consistent with U.S. law and national security policy. While an existing oil embargo remains in place, the administration says it intends to manage how Venezuelan oil is sold on global markets. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said oil seized from the 2 tankers could be included in an agreement announced earlier this week, under which Venezuela would provide up to 50 million barrels of oil to the U.S. The oil would then be sold under U.S. supervision. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt said the rollback of some sanctions is intended to give Washington greater control of Venezuelan oil revenues following Maduro's removal.
So the U.S. is selectively rolling back sanctions to enable the transport and the sale of Venezuelan crude and oil products to the global markets.
She stressed that the U.S. control of the Venezuelan oil will prevent funds from being diverted through illicit networks. Seung-jae, ArirangNews.